Namaste, Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Hope so, my brothers and sisters, all of you are doing well by the grace of the Almighty. In my previous lecture, I have taught you the basic understanding of Java. In this lecture, I am going to teach you the practical approach, how to write code, how to write basic Java code, Java program. Okay, let's start the course. Okay, first of all, I am going to create a new window. Here, I am going to open a new folder where I am going to write all of my code. Select this, write in Java. What I have done, man. Java. Okay. Now I am going to create a new file. Fast.java. I am going to show you something. Our fast.java. Okay. See, this class is automatically created. This is the class that is going to hold our main method. That's why the name of this class is same as our file name. Okay. Now let's start the coding session. Our fast program dot java. Look at the naming convention. Each word that I am using for calling the class, the first letter of that each word is in capital. Remember it and follow this all over your life. Okay, let me create the main method. Before creating main method, I am just going to tell you it is our main, it is our class. Okay, and as I have told you that when you are creating a class, you have to put a class. You have to type class before the name of your class. Our first program is the class name, and we have to put the keyword class before it. And what does this public mean? This is the access modifier. What is access modifier? Okay, there may be a question in your mind that what is this public, what is this access modifier or access specifier. This access modifier or access specifier tells our compiler that this class can be accessed by anyone. As we are putting our main method inside of this class should be accessed by the compiler. If it is not, if it is private, then how can our compiler how can our compiler access it and compile it? So we have to put it in as public. Now we are going to create our main method. Public static void main string trn. As I have told you that the public specifier or access public is the access modifier or access specifier. Then why need of this public in our main method? Our main method, what it does, it will contain the main program, and our compiler is going to execute our program from here. Whatever code you will, whatever classes, whatever thing you are going to write before this main method, that doesn't matter. Our compiler is going to start the execution from this main method, and this main method should be accessed by the compiler. That's why I have put public specifier, public here. And what does this static do? This static is used when the method or variable should be accessed, or may, or the need of, or there is a need to access the method or variable outside of that program without creating any object. As our compiler has to compile the main method without creating any object. That's why main method should be static, so that a compiler can compile it. Okay, that's why I have put static. We will give a whole lecture about this static. It is so good. This is static, public, private, void. As our main method is not going to return anything right now, that's why I have put this void keyword. The name of our main method is string args. What is this thing? They are the command line arguments. What is the command line arguments? The arguments that will pass in the runtime through terminal or command prompt. They are called command line arguments, and those the type of that and the data type for that command line arguments all is string. That's why I have given a string before that args. And there is also variable length arguments. They're so much amazing. I will explain everything, don't worry. Now let me type system dot out dot println. Will be the king. Everybody will be the king. Who is going to follow us? Yes, right. Am I right? I hope so that you will agree with us. Now, I have written my source code. It's time to compile it. So I am going to call the terminal. Here is my terminal. I am going to write Java C. I am calling the Java compiler and the name of our program, our first program dot Java. Our first program. It is case sensitive, so take care of that. Okay, our program is compiled, and as I have told you, first the compiler will compile the our source code. It is the source code. Compiler source code into a bytecode or dot class extension file. As the compiler has compiled it, a source code file, a dot class file or bytecode has been created. It is the bytecode because the extension, see the extension dot class, it is the bytecode. Our compiler has compiled it into a bytecode. Now that bytecode will be converted into machine code that our machine understand through the JVM. Now I am calling the JVM. Now I'll call the JVM. Now I am calling the JVM. Okay. I'm saying this again and again because these are complex and most of the people don't teach you these things. Okay. This much briefly. Now I am calling it the JVM. The JVM has compiled the bytecode into the machine code. Then our machine understand the code and give us the output as our desire. Hello, I will be the king. Okay, let's recall everything. I have created my source code here where I need to code whatever I need in real life. Then in my terminal, I am calling the Java compiler to compile our Java source code. Then the Java compiler has compiled. Java compiler is in the Java development kit. Okay, Java compiler is inbuilt in the Java development kit that we have downloaded in from Oracle. Okay, I have also shown you how to download it, install it, and PS Code everything in the lectures. If you didn't have seen the lectures, so please go to the lecture. Then you will see everything. And Java, our first program Java. Okay, Java, and the compiler has compiled it into .class file on the bytecode. We have created our Java source file. We have called the compiler to compile it, which is inside the Java development kit. The compiler has compiled that into a bytecode or .class file extension. Then we are calling the JVM, Java Virtual Machine, which is inside Java development kit, and JRE, Java Runtime Environment. JVM, Java Virtual Machine, has converted this bytecode into machine source code, which our machine understand, and the machine has understand the source code binary code or machine code and given and gave us the output as we have desired. Hello, I will be the king. Okay, let's clear Then we're going to create our second program. First of all, I have to create public static environment system RGS. Okay, let's see. I'm going to create a variable in. Okay, let's teach you something. No, first easy thing. And the variable equal 10 is 10. Now you can write it in a shortcut. There is a shortcut. You just type SOUT. There is a shortcut. The value for the value for the variable class. Okay, this is the string. Inside the double quotation, whatever I will write, that is the string. And then I have put class, and after that whatever I am going to tell the compiler, whatever this variable is going to hold, it will print that. When I run that, now I am going to run this through this easy task. It will run this. The value of the variable is 10. Okay, now there is a catch. Suppose that I have created that variable outside of that method. Why it is creating problem? It should not create problem, right? As we have seen in the class that whatever inside the class I will declare, everything will be accessed by every method or anything inside that class. My main method is inside our second program, and this variable is inside our second program class. Then why it is creating problem? Actually the problem is with the static method. We have created our main method static, and if you want to call anything, any variable, any method inside any static method, that variable or that method should also be static. So I have to put a static keyword before that. Now it has gone. Now I will be access. I will. Okay, let's see. Can it run it? It will not run. The problem, see, cannot make a static reference to the non-static field value. As I have told you that a static method cannot call anything which is not static outside of that method. That's why we have to create it as static by putting a static keyword before this. Now it can run. See the value for the variable 10. We are going to teach you the what is this static in briefly in your future lectures. But if I am going to teach you right now, then it will be problem for you because there's so much complex topics. As I have told you that we will teach you everything. You will be the king. You can after learning from us, you can teach us what is Java, and we want that you can also teach us after learning it from us. Now I'm gonna create a class demo. Let's create demo class. I'm going to create. I'm going. I'm gonna access this through an object. Control V. Right now I don't. Now I don't need this static variable. Static, and this is creating problem. Why this is creating problem? Because I am trying to access this bl value outside of our class. Outside of our class, if we want to access anything, that should be static or that should be accessed through an object. Now I will create an object. How to create an object? First of all, I will type the name of the class, then the variable name that will hold the class object obj. Okay, see, I have just created an obj variable that can hold the object of type. Which type? Demo type. As I have told in my previous lectures that this class, any class that we create, is defining a new data type. Now this object is the data type. Now this demo is the data type, and this object is the variable which can hold any value of this type demo. This demo is referencing the object obj is now reference to this class. Okay, it has not created any object. Remember that it doesn't have created any object yet. That's why there is a red mark here. This red mark means that our code has error. Now I am going to create new demo. Okay, now I have created the object and I am gonna access it. Let's create a variable that is going to hold var equal object. There is dot. What does the dot use for? This dot is used to access the attributes of the object. What are the attributes? The members of the class. Value. Okay, now see, it can access it. Now it can be accessed. Now the value can be accessed through the object as I have created the object. uh, let's run it and change the value 20. Yes, it is running. Okay, isn't it good? Isn't it so much so much amazing? Now I can write this into a single line. How? Demo obj well, new demo. Oh, I have forget something. What this new keyword is used for? This new is the keyword that is used to allocate memory dynamically for the object. Before this new keyword, we don't have the object, we just have a reference. After we use the new keyword, a memory has been allocated to this obj variable that is going to hold a object of type class demo. Okay, it is done dynamically. Then there may be a question that you are not freeing the memory. There can be problem. No, there is a garbage collector in Java which is going to clean the memory when our object is no use. When our object is no use to the program. That's the beauty of Java. Okay, if I run this, the same. Hope so all of you have understand this. Let's practice this. Create math, create variables inside this and outside of this. Just a short lecture right now, because if I put so much of thing inside your brain right now, then you will feel demotivated. Okay, it will be enough for you. I have explained everything. Let's recall everything. It is our first program. I have created the source code, then I have called the Java compiler JVC to compile this source code into bytecode. Then our Java compiler has compiled this source code into .class file extension or bytecode. Then we have called the JVM to run the bytecode, to compile the bytecode into machine source code, so that our machine understand that code, so that it can give us the proper output. After we have called the JVM, Java virtual machine, and it has compiled the it has compiled the bytecode, we get our output. Okay, and remember that Java compiler is inside the JDK, Java Development Kit. JDK includes the JDK includes the JRE, Java Runtime Environment, which provides an runtime environment for proper running of our program. And the main work is done by the JVM, Java Virtual Machine, which is gonna compile the dot class file extension into the machine source code. Right now, this dot class file can be understood by any machine in the world. If that machine has JVM inside it, that JVM is going to convert this source code, dot class or bytecode, into the machine understanding code. That's how everything is done. Okay, hope so that all of you have understand this. Have a nice day. And there is something that I want to tell you: be the king in whatever you are learning. There is no value for the average. Be the king, be the boss, and keep that motivation that you can do it. Actually, you can do it. You have that potential. God has created you to do something by you. You should have do that. So remember your parents, pray to the God, and connect with us. Follow us, and I'm ensuring you that one day you will see yourself in another level. Okay, that's enough for today.